So the demo, man, Adam.
Bro, you
What
guys
up?
video to baseball bats and beers.
Yeah, yeah.
What was
What?
shooting at like shooting the video, like going around shooting it, like what
Right.
was that like?
Well, that was great. I mean, that was super cool because uh, um, I'm trying to remember the name right now. It's gonna slip me. Riley, NYU student, was filming. Was asked us if we can come to the neighborhood and film a video for us, and we invited them down. And I think Adam, what was the name of that Violet Zone? What was the name of the bar on Third Avenue?
Oh shit.
Violet
No.
Zone. Chris Cipriano, our bulldog had the bar. Violet Zone.
It was called Pinstripes.
No, it wasn't. Was it? Pinch. I thought it was Violet Zone or something.
Some cool shit.
Mitch Riley. There you go. Scotty Edge. Just Mitch Riley. Thank you, Scott. Mitch Riley. So Mitch Riley came down, NYU student, and he was like built like a fucking football player. He was a big dude. And we said, all right, come to our local hangout on Third Avenue, and we were gonna perform for him live. And I think we had Paulie 2 times on drums, a little drum kit, and it was like our first like show in a bar. And we invited them down from NYU, you know, college students from NYU want to come to the hood, want to come to the neighborhood. And I think we were packed. It was filled to the rafters, to the rim. And before Paulie could hit that snare drum, a melee broke out, a big boo-ha-ha, a big fight. And you know the neighborhood, it's all about drinking, fucking, and fighting. And that was the motto and the anthem. So we had to live up to the neighborhood. And it was a melee. The thing that, you know, people were bashing bottles over people's heads, and I turned around, and these 2 big NYU students, big cats, were underneath the table hiding. And I know Larry Lau was in the back with the 22, the 25, holding it down. It was a crazy night, but to say the least, they were interested, and they came back next week, the week after, and filmed us with the Troopers and down on Third Avenue, and we did baseball bats and beer. And I don't think Adam wasn't rhyming yet. Adam was still producing and DJing. He didn't step up to rhyme yet. And that's a little backstory on baseball bats and beers. Am I missing anything, Edge? I don't think I'm missing much. Shanti, wow. We got a lot of family coming to visit. And it's great that, you know, we have time to catch up like this. I mean, under these circumstances, it's great to be with our boys and our family, and maybe we'll do this once a week and try to like spread love, the Brooklyn way, like we know how. So we did a lot of the demos happened in Gelston Avenue, right, Adam, inside the apartment?
Yeah, yeah. Well, after we had a little deal with Lethal fall through, we were forced to do it out of the apartment.
Yeah. Well, the first deal we ever had was on Polygram, and that fell through, and that's a long story, and we'll save that for the documentary or for the book. But Adam was in the apartment that we grew up in, and basically, you know, long story short, we went through our tragedy, and we had, you know, like life really came crashing down on us, kind of like the way, you know, I mean, I never felt the anxiety that I felt. I mean, nothing's ever going to compare to what we went through, but this is real, like, anxious times right now, and everybody's going through some pain and suffering and losing a lot of people they love. And we were in that place 25 years ago. We lost, you know, the most precious, dearest thing to us, our mother and sister. And we had to do something instead of like getting defeated, instead of bowing down and canceling out and I guess falling apart. My sister Chrissy, our family, we had Andrew. Andrew was 6 years old, and we had to raise him. So Donna and I and the family all pulled together to try to hold it down. And our boys, right? Like, our neighborhood was there for us, by our side through thick and thin. And when we got the record deal, we had to show and prove. And this was one of the songs we made. It was called American Made. This is the demo from Gelston Avenue. This is for Adam. This is before the Traffic sample. I found the original.
Ooh.
Different hook too.
Let's see.
Here's a quarter. Hope the jukebox, okay?
Oh shit! Shout out to Movie Joe.
What's the matter, Joe? You got all those opinions and you can't pick a record? Look at this shit music. I have to get my hands on one of those little bastards. We're American, we're American. Yeah, my cold over mine and my immigrant cat. Take the hold out the pot, hold the limit to Scott. Around the head, lots of seven drinks above with the spot. Put the old on the middle, the sweet of the tail. Ain't no saying it's humble with no silver spoon. It's the person on the floor. Like it don't stay, it's the good I know the best. Probably you in the bed.
You were asking about that. I don't remember that either. That's crazy. I don't remember that one at all.
We're missing one of the most important parts there. Wait. Let's go to the other. Let's go to the other version. Now we're gonna go to the version. If you notice, that version was hard, man. Like Adam was in the apartment, fucking coming with the heat, real hard. This was the underground stuff. So before we went into the studio with American Records, and it got a little bit polished down, a little bit more commercial, because obviously people need to try to sell records or whatever else. But the original demos were street. They were gutter. They were real gutter. But also with melodic melodies and wait, I'll just play you the second version. Let me play you the second version.
SP 1200, by the way.
Yes, all made on SP 1200, like Lower Finesse and all our heroes, Bumpy Knuckles.
Oh, yeah.
So this was the second version.
Mellow, laid back, something for the heart. You know what I'm saying? That old good American pride. Coming right freaking out. Well, I'm American, yes, I'm American guy. Oh, I don't want to fight it. I'm immigrant cat. Never turn your back. Cause the colors so rough. When I go to war, you better man. Let me go on toward the old on the middle. The sweet of the sun, I ain't no sin in the sun. But with the field, oh, yeah, hurts me on the move. So like it don't stay, it's the good.
Hold on, good for now. 10%
Yellow.
We're working with along with Grandma. We're working with Grandma.
I made it.
This one or
Oh, this one.
That's so dope.
I learned from the best, Tro.
You press stop? How do you press pause over here? So that one was you know, that was ahead of its time, man. That's some acoustic hip hop that we laid down and definitely pioneered for sure. I don't want to hear it. I mean, that was the heart, and the greatest thing about that song is that we were just working class kids, working class neighborhood, blue collar, and that was for the blue collar workers and our grandparents and all of that. But at the end of that song,
Yeah, Mia?
at the end of the song, that's little Andrew, now Big Andrew. We're super proud of Andrew. He's a firefighter, holding it down on the front lines. But that's where he got his start. He represented on that track at 6 years old. And so Andrew has been emceeing in the Lordz of Brooklyn since he's 6 years old. You know what that's like to be emceeing since you're 6 years old? You better have bars, Andrew. You better have bars. Now the kid has straight bars, and you know what? He's got beautiful family, and he's doing his thing. Adam, you got anything to say? Or the kids got anything to say? They want to know anything?
No, that's crazy because I was just looking where I got that sample from.
Where'd you get that sample?
Can you hear that?
Oh yeah.
That was the original sample.
That Dear Mr. Fantasy, huh?
Dear Mr. Fantasy, that was out of Mommy's Crates of Records.
So that was my mother's crate.
That's great.
And there's a Lordz of Brooklyn. There's the original pizza box. So we had a great team behind us, and the idea was how are we going to market ourselves and run into these MTVs and these Billboard magazines, and people give us a listen to it, and give us a shot. So we had to send the boys in disguised as pizza delivery men, and we sent them into all the record companies and MTV to hit them off with that best slice of pizza they ever had, and that's the Lordz of Brooklyn. Hint, hint, the Brooklyn Firefly. Chrissy holding it down. Blaze on the pizza. So anyway, let's keep rolling with the All in the Family record. So, like I said, the original demos, much, much harder, heavier, from the